What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So you saw the title and the thumbnail. This is the 11 Givenchy Gentleman fragrances. A couple gentlemen only, but gentlemen and gentlemen only, tomato, tomato, kind of a subsidiary line to one another. These are the 11 that I own. I repeat, the 11 that I own. But bro, where's this one? I don't own it. I can't believe you don't have that one on your list. I don't own that one either. See where we're going? And it's still going to happen because it happens every time in these videos. I had one this morning from Montauk. I can't believe you don't have Chocolate Greedy and Arabian's Tonka on your list. You know, in that video in the intro, I said 3 times that these are the ones I own. So it's still going to happen. Yeah, it's funny, kind of. So this ranking in order may surprise you. It's just my opinion. It's just the way I organize them from least favorite to favorite, because there's not a bad fragrance among them. A lot of iris-based DNA going on here. So obviously, I have quite the love and affinity for the gentleman fragrances. Most of them feature iris in some form or fashion. And there's some good ones. So we're going to check them out. I'm going to try to have them linked down below. I believe most of these, except for maybe Gentleman Cologne, is still in production. I don't know if that one is or not, but for the most part, I'll link them below if you want to check anything out. Of course, you don't have to do any shopping. If you don't want to, you can just check out the video, you know. So let's rank them, shall we? Stay tuned. Now, I don't have the old school 1976 Givenchy Gentleman. They have a reformulated version of that. I have the new modern rendition of Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Toilette, ranked at 11. It's a soapy clean iris, very simple, straightforward, soapy aromatic, powdery floral. Not the most feminine fragrance, not the most masculine fragrance. But when it comes to clean, soapy, just a little hint of spice, soft muskin woods, this is a very easygoing, easy to wear, powdery, soapy iris fragrance. Kind of in the realm of something like a, kind of like original Dior Homme, if you were to kind of soften up the sweetness a bit. Not that that's the most sweet one, but soften up the sweetness a little bit. It's got that level of powder. It's not quite as waxy lipsticky. This is more of a softer, creamier, and somewhat soapier type of powdery floral smell to it. So very well rounded. I think it's quite nice, but there's a lot more to offer in the Gentleman line that I think is superior to this fragrance. Again, this is a good one. Don't overlook it. Nobody really talks about it. If you want a very well-rounded, everyday powdery fragrance, this will do the trick, and it's got pretty good power as well. Decent longevity in that 8-hour range. Some pretty good stuff, but my least favorite is Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Toilette, the new generation's rendition. I don't know if this is still in production or not. I got it not that long ago. I haven't worn it in a while. But if you're a fan of Spice Bomb, you might like this. It's a little bit of a kind of Givenchy Gentleman only mixed with Spice Bomb. It's very peppery spiced. It will remind you of Spice Bomb. It is Gentleman only absolute. It's went through 2 bottle renditions. It used to have like a stitched look to the label, like an outline stitching, but this is, I guess, one of the more recent renditions. I got this in like 2020, something like that maybe. Been a while since I've worn it, but this one, while not dominated with iris and things like that, this one is based more around spices, woods, not really all that earthy, but a little bit of aromatics as well. There's I want to say maybe pink peppers in here as well. Gives us this bright aromatic sweet pepper type of smell. It's actually quite nice. It really is. Another one that's kind of average to, you know, above average range, 6 to 8 hour range in longevity. Nothing wild, but it's undeniable that it smells kind of similar to Spice Bomb. And it's kind of a fresher Spice Bomb. Not quite Spice Bomb fresh, because that's got grapefruit and sea salt and kind of things that freshen that DNA up. It's almost like I said, just sweeten up the original Spice Bomb DNA just a little bit with like the pink pepper type of sweetness, pink peppercorns. And just slightly freshen it up a little bit more, and you have something along the lines of Gentleman Only Absolute. One that, again, I haven't worn quite some time myself. It is pretty damn good if you like spicy fragrances. This is hands down the spiciest fragrance of the lineup we have today in this video. But if you can find it and you like Spice Bomb, you'll probably like it. Is it redundant to Spice Bomb? Yeah, sure. But at number 10, we got Gentleman Only Absolute. Now here we got a great professional suit and tie everyday fragrance. At least that's how I used to wear it. This is so underrated, so underappreciated. Givenchy Gentleman Only. We talked about Gentleman Only Absolute. Here's Givenchy Gentleman Only. So this is very much a smoky, aromatic, woody fragrance. So it's a lot of cedar. Get a bit of juniper. That gives you your aromatic smell. A little bit of juniper berry, slight fruity tone, but more aromatic, not quite gin hit. And then birch leaf smokes it up a little bit. It's kind of this light smoky accord. It's a fresh woody aromatic. It has a little bit of depth to it, basically. God, that still smells so good. It really is. It's good stuff. Again, I don't know how easy it is to find this one. I haven't looked in a long time. It might still be in production. It might not be. God, this smells so good. A little bit of patchouli. A little bit of a green feel to it. I believe some vetiver adds to the woodiness with the cedar wood. It's a pretty good quality cedar wood. It's not that super sharp synthetic type, but a big hit of juniper, birch, and a little bit of green in the opening is what you can expect. You know, I've always found it to be a really good suit and tie fragrance. Again, when I worked at Mercedes, when I used to wear this the most. That's where a lot of that dent came from. It was a slight partial that I got initially. It was a used bottle. It wasn't a new bottle when I first got it. But I did continue to add to the dent a little bit. Been a while since I've worn it though. Obviously, you don't have to wear it with a suit and tie. It works totally fine casually with a t-shirt, but I feel like it offers a little bit of professionalism in that scent profile. You know, certain ones just seem like they have that more professional office feel to the scent profile. This one has always struck me that way. Another one, slightly above average performance, 6 to 8 hour range, nothing crazy long lasting, not super loud, not necessarily a less is more fragrance. You can dial up sprays a little bit if you want to, but inoffensive, professional, and masculine, and very well rounded. It is Givenchy Gentleman Only at number 9. Number 8, the freshest of the bunch. Kind of a gem amongst these fragrances. This is Givenchy Gentleman Cologne, the one I mentioned earlier, the white label. This is soapy floral, a little powdery, very fresh green and woody. Petitgrain, vetiver type of green. A little grassy green, if you will, citruses. Just beautiful. Citrus aromatic, vetiver-based green fragrance. Very, very fresh. I believe there's a little hit of the iris in here as well. Just a little bit. It's more of a soapy type of floral smell, like I mentioned before. More so than just like a big hit of powder like a regular Gentleman would be. This is the Cologne flanker. The fresher flanker is usually when you see a cologne named Cologne flanker, they're usually fresh fragrances, and that's definitely the case here. This is great in the summertime. It does offer a bit of a professional appeal. This entire line, I find, for the most part, offers a professionalism until you start getting into like the Boisee ones and the heavy coffee and, you know, over the top sweet. Those are more evening appropriate. Those are later on. I like those more, believe it or not. But as far as like a summertime linen button up kind of thing, brunch type of fragrance, warmer climate, office, business professional type of fragrance, great casual day, like I said, with the linens and stuff like that, or a nice golf shirt, that's where this comes into play. Another one slightly above average performance, another 6 to 8 hour range fragrance, more like that 6-7 hour range. Overall, this is a banger. This is one that a lot of people would love to have in their collection, and some of you that do have it definitely sound off on how much you love it, because if you have it, I know you love it. It's Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. Now we're going to start getting into the rankings of, but that's my favorite. I can't believe it's ranked so low. It's pretty much from here on out, because everybody's got a different favorite. And for some people, Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum Boisee is their favorite. This is a woody, spicy iris fragrance. It's, I would say, not as sweet as the Eau de Parfum, because this is a flanker to the Eau de Parfum. That's more creamy, balmy. We'll get to that one in a little bit. I rank it higher, obviously. This one offers a bit more woods and a little hit of spice that kind of enhances things. You get that powdery iris smell. Been a while since I've sprayed it. I have not worn this fragrance in, it's been a couple of years now since I've worn it. I do enjoy it. I have thousands of fragrances, guys. Stuff's going to sit. It just happens. It's unfortunate. It's the blessing and the curse to what I do. I get to try so many things all the time, but I got a lot of great, phenomenal fragrances that sit. That's the downside to it. These fragrances will absolutely outlive me. This one, nice and powdery, woodsy, like I said, sweet, but not over the top sweet. This is in the vein of your Dior Homme Intenses with the level of sweetness, but still offers just as much woodiness as original Dior Homme. Now, when I say original Dior Homme, those of you that are newer to the game, I don't mean Dior Homme 2020. I mean the iris-based Dior Hommes, the previous one. So when I say Dior Homme original, I mean before it turned into a straight up woody aromatic with no iris, which still a great fragrance, Dior Homme 2020, but before. In the before time, when Dior Homme was an iris line, that's where you can relate this one. I find it's not quite as similar to Dior Homme Intense as the Eau de Parfum, but even that one's a little different. Here, it's more spices, woods, like I said, very well-rounded, great evening fragrance for the confident man that loves a good powdery iris fragrance. There's a Compliment King. This one's got really good performance. I wouldn't call it a beast, but it's definitely above average. This is a strong one. This is definitely a good one. This is Gentleman Eau de Parfum Boisee. Y'all ready to twist some panties? Because some people are going to be very mad that I don't feel the same way they do. Givenchy Gentleman Society Ambree, the newest one. It's in the middle of the pack. I do like the original and the Extreme more. Spoiler alert, the Extreme's number one. It's my favorite. I love that one. I don't feel like they improved. I feel like they made a damn good fragrance. Originally, I got a little bit of a Play-Doh smell that everybody was very mad at me for saying, but obviously that has changed. But a lot more vanilla in this one. Ambree, vanilla. Do get a little bit of the coffee from the Extreme. Of course, you get the iris, the dense, creamy, balmy woods. All of the beauty of the Society Flanker's profile is indeed here. I don't like it more than the original. I think the original is pretty versatile, actually, for a creamy wood fragrance. And the wow factor is just there for me with the Extreme. But this one's good. It's got just the right amount of earthiness, just the right amount of spice. It's very well balanced overall. Obviously, it's a little bit sweeter, but really, really good. Hint of smokiness to this one. Like, there's a lot going on. The Society Flanker line in the Gentleman line in itself is probably the most interesting three in the Gentleman lineup altogether, because this is a flanker to a flanker. You got Gentleman, then you got Gentleman Society, and Gentleman Society has spawned two flankers itself, the Extreme and the Ambree. And this is the newest one, and a lot of people love this one. The newest one usually ends up being the favorite. In my case, last year, the Extreme technically, was the newest and was my favorite. It didn't get topped this year, but this is really good. I even get a little bit of a charred smokiness that's still hovering in the air around me right now. Performance is fantastic on this one. This is a really good fragrance. I plan on spending even more time with it here as the months, getting into cooler and cooler weather. Hell, it was 68 degrees this morning when I'm going to do cardio. Highs like 87, 88 right now. Weather Channel app yesterday, literally, on the notifications, and I quote, the Weather Channel app said, "Enjoy the fall weather while you can." Because it's going to heat up again next week. We got rain this weekend, and then it's a little bit warmer, but it's nice and mild. 60s to high 60s, low 70s to mid to high 80s all this week. So we're getting close to the weather for this, and it will be in the rotations. I will recommend it to you guys throughout the rest of the year. It is worth checking out. It's just not my number one, and that's Gentleman Society Ambree. Now then, high level versatility here, far more than I think the Cologne flanker and Gentleman Only and Gentleman EDT. I just love this one. If you want an everyday wear signature scent iris fragrance that offers high level versatility and wearability, you might want to look into Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Toilette Intense. Some of you right now are going, yes, because you totally agree. This is a good one. This is cedarwood. This is fresh and spicy. This is waxy iris that's not too powdery. It's not super soapy. Like Gentleman EDT is very soapy. This one doesn't offer the same level of soapiness. This is good. This got a little bit of a kind of slight herbal green feel to it as well. It's extremely well-rounded, very masculine for being based around iris. This is actually one of the more masculine-leaning iris fragrances out there. Very good everyday scent, casually, professionally, evening wear. You could wear it in the summer if you really want to, be easy on the sprays. You can wear it in the dead cold of winter if you live in the mountains. Crank up the sprays. Very, very well-rounded fragrance. This is a damn good one. Definitely a damn good one. And that's as far as I need to go with it. Above average performance. That's not quite a beast in that 7-8 hour range. Nothing crazy, but gets the job done well. And you got a little bit of skin scent action going beyond that. But man, what a good one. What a good one. It's Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Toilette Intense. Now then, the woodiest of them all in this video, Givenchy Gentleman Society. The first one. The original one. That they don't list iris, but everybody was convinced has iris, and there might be a little iris, and they just didn't list it. But very creamy, balmy, warm woods. Loads of different woody accords and woody notes. Both sharp, creamy, again, balmy feel to this one, like Tolu Balsam from the Eau de Parfum. I don't remember if it's listed, but it smells like it's in there. It's this creamy, balmy type of feel. A little aromatic. Of course, you get some vanillic sweetness. Man, I still say if you like a good creamy wood fragrance that's not just straight up sandalwood, this one's got some variety to it, some depth that develops a little bit. This is a home run. It really didn't get its fair shake, and now that it's got two phenomenal flankers after it, it really doesn't get any love, and that's kind of sad because this is one of their best creations. It's so good, they started making flankers for it. This is a flanker. This isn't base DNA original fragrance. This isn't the first Givenchy, some new line. It's a flanker. It's a Givenchy Gentleman flanker, Gentleman Society. So good. That's the key to this that a lot of people don't. Some people don't even factor that in, like because the flankers will start getting really good. Well, that's the thing. The DNA they threw out there in a flanker, the way they manipulated the original DNA of Givenchy Gentleman, the way they manipulated the DNA for this flanker came out so well and was so well received at a time that they started flankering that. And then those just became so phenomenal, this just gets forgotten. And it's sad. It's really sad because this is really good. Hence why it's ranked so high for me. I'm curious to see what a fourth flanker, I'm sure we're going to get a fourth flanker. It seems like they're running with this ball for the Society line, the flanker to the flanker. And so far, so good. Like we talked about Ambree already. We're talking about this one. I already spoiled it for you and told you the Extreme is my number one because it's just my favorite Givenchy fragrance. I know they have other lines, but the Gentleman line, it's their bread and butter, right? And speaking of bread and butter, this is smooth like bread and butter. Man, I'm telling you, if you've never tried this one, you should. Another above average performer in longevity. It's not crazy loud. It lingers. It's got a thickness to it. Spray accordingly. But a damn good one that totally does not get the credit. The original Givenchy Gentleman Society. My number 3 was my number 1 for years and years and years and years. I still like it more than Dior Homme Intense because that's what it's most closely related to. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I don't quite think I like it as much as Valentino Uomo Intense. But man, this is a sexy ass fragrance. Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum. This is that Tolu Balsam dominance. This is such a creamy, buttery iris fragrance. It's powdery. It's not waxy. Because there's creamy notes in here that thicken it up, richen this fragrance. It lingers. It's sensual. It is fucking sexy. It is a sexy ass smell. It just is. God, it's so attractive. Damn it, boy. That's a good one. It's a good one. Another one gets forgotten because this got flankered to death. The EDP was so good, they started flankering it. Eau de Parfum Boisee, Eau de Parfum Reserve Privee, like which we're about to talk about next. That's number 2. Yeah, I actually finally decided, yeah, it's better. I fought it for so long that no, the original's better than the flanker. I fought it and fought it and fought it, and I finally submitted to, nah, Reserve Privee is a little bit better. Booze, and we'll talk about it next. But this, you don't get that without this. You don't get Eau de Parfum Boisee without this. You don't get them realizing how good they are at flankers to flankers, like the Society line, without this. This is that good. It kind of still deserves number 1 for that alone. This fragrance is so good, they were able to make even better fragrances in a lot of people's opinions. Some people, like I said, love Boisee more, love Reserve Privee more. I finally do. The Society line was a step out of the comfort zone from where the line was. And that ended up with, 3 fragrances in its own subsidiary flanker line. So put some respect on the name of Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum, because a lot of your favorite Givenchy Gentleman fragrances wouldn't exist if this didn't come out and be such a banger. This is such a banger. Great performance, too. Beast. This is pretty much a beast for the most part. Yeah. One of the best iris designer fragrances ever. Ever. Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum. Honestly, most people's favorite. It's my number 2. Like I said, I finally submitted and put it above the Eau de Parfum. Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum Reserve Privee. Long ass name. The bottle that's got the brown gradients to it. The Boisee one. This is so freaking good. Look at that name, how freaking long it is. Reserve Privee Eau de Parfum. Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum Reserve Privee. That makes Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum seem less like a mouthful. Because this is technically more letters. Yeah, it's a longer name. It's actually a longer name. This is amazing. Creamy, sandalwood, amber, bit of booze. I believe it's rum at the top. You get that powdery iris. It's basically take everything that we talked about with Gentleman EDP, crank up the woods, and add booze. Creamy, powdery, woodsy, warm, balmy, all the things that was. But boozy. And like I said, cranked up the woods a bit. This is so... And we're actually going to give a little spray on the hand instead of the air, because I don't mind sniffing this throughout the day. I don't mind sniffing any of them. I like all of them, but this one's that good. And it's an arguable. How's it not your number 1? We shall discuss. See, that's damn near a masterpiece for a designer. Damn near. Damn near. Great performer, too. It's getting that nice hit of booze. And it's not over the top too alcoholic, but nice hit. Without being too sweet. It's grounded by some of that iris in the woods. They balance it out to where it's just not this big booze hit. It's not over the top sweet. It's sweet, but it's not near as sweet as some of the others that we discussed. It's even got a little bit of a charred wood type of smell to it. This is just an absolute home run. This is another one, some sexy ass stuff. What a great date night fragrance. Probably the best of the bunch for date nights. Honestly, if I had to pick one as the date night fragrance to wear out of everything in this video, I'd probably pick this one over the EDP, which for years I would have never done. I would have never picked one over the EDP. Like I said, I have submitted to this as the better fragrance. This does everything that one does and more. Literally everything that fragrance does and more. So good. If you've never tried this, you like boozy fragrances or you like iris fragrances or any of its predecessors, you owe it to yourself to try this fragrance. It is that good. Like I said, it's damn near a masterpiece for a designer fragrance. It is that good, in my opinion. It's Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum Reserve Privee. And finally, my favorite. We've talked about it multiple times. Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme. A dark gunmetal color. You got to tell the difference because of the logo. So the basic one is like mirrored chrome. The Extreme is this gunmetal, darker, almost black color. It's like graphite gray. And then you have this goldish, almost rose gold, in between gold and rose gold hue for Ambree. It's like almost rose gold, but not quite. You know what I'm saying? I like that they do that. Like, I'm curious, are we going to have more of a copper color for the next flanker? Because that would make sense based on the color palette they're going here. But this fragrance, big hit of coffee early. Nice roasted coffee smell. It doesn't stay long. It is fleeting. You get way more iris out of this than you do out of the doesn't technically have iris because they didn't list it. Society, the original. There's a bourbon vanilla smell. You get a nice rich vanilla as it dries. But the first few hours are very interesting. It develops. You get spices. I believe there's cardamom in here is what the spice is. It's a little green. You get a touch of earthiness. Of course, all those woody notes that we keep talking about are there. It's not quite as balmy and creamy, but it definitely is extremely woodsy. Nice and warm. It gets warm, woody, sweet. Again, kind of basic in the deep dry down because it just becomes woody amber vanilla, which, you know, a lot of fragrances do. But the first 2, 3, 4 hours of this fragrance are lively, have development, have character, depth, personality, a lot of personality. That's where the iris is. That's where the cardamom is. That's where the coffee is. Of course, all the base notes slowly come to life more and more. And it's a phenomenal performer. This is well above average. I wouldn't quite call it a beast. If you dial up the sprays, of course, it'll be a beast, but projects pretty well, great lingering sillage, and really good staying power. This is an awesome fragrance. God, this smells so good. This was my favorite designer release of 2024. God, that is so good. More. Give me more. Looks like we're doing this one on the skin. It's too good. It's too good not to. The top two are too good not to spray them on skin. Yeah. There's that coffee. The older it gets, the more it matures, the more the coffee comes to life. The more it continues to macerate, it does. Oh, big hit of that coffee too. Yeah. Just right. Like black coffee, not like sweet cream coffee, bunch of sugar in it. Not that. Not super sweet coffee. Not Amore Cafe from Mancera sweet coffee. Not that kind of stuff. Black coffee. Roasted coffee. Without the sweetness in the creamer yet. Cup of coffee in the big time. Yeah, that's what's going on right there. God, this is so good. Just like with Reserve Privee, if you haven't tried this. We here? You understood all that? Yeah. Try this. Get your nose on it. Especially if you like the original. Especially if you like Ambree. If you like anything in this line previously. To me, this is the best one. To me. To you, Reserve Privee might be the best one. Boisee might be. EDT Intense. You never know. Everybody's got a favorite. But for me, till further notice, Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme is the best Givenchy Gentleman fragrance. To me. Talk about an interesting layer. And I'm not really the layering type. This is about the extent of what my layering is. I want to sniff on more than one thing. I don't put them together. I put them apart. But there you have it. Whether you agreed with my ranking or not, it's just how I view them. It's okay that we have different opinions. It's interpreting art. It's opinionated. It's opinion-based. It's extremely subjective. Like I said, it's interpreting art based off of your own taste. So, again, I'll have links down below if you want to do any shopping. I strongly encourage checking all of these out if you can. But, you know, my top two is obviously what I would strongly encourage. Reserve Privee and Society Extreme being my two personal favorites if you taste the line with mine. So thank you guys for checking out the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. We will catch you on the next one.